welcome to the chapter Minerals and their extraction. So, now here we are on the what is minerals topic. So, anything which we get from the nature are called minerals and they are identified on the basis of chemical composition and physical properties. Okay, identified on the basis of color, density, hardness, these are physical properties, and chemical properties such as solubility and many more, these are the chemical compositions. So now, how many? There are mainly three types of minerals: metallic minerals, non-metallic minerals, and energy minerals. So metals, we all know what are metals. Non-metals also we all know. Metals are identified on the basis of what? On the basis of physical and chemical compositions, and same is with the non-metals which we have studied, right? But energy minerals, fine. So from which we get energy, harness energy are the energy minerals. Now, how do we get them? Minerals are naturally occurring substances with most of them buried inside the earth crust. Fine. Then, extraction sites which include underground mines contribute to the surface and groundwater pollution, erosion and sedimentation. Now, it is shown that when we extract them, what it causes? Underground mines contribute to the surface and groundwater pollution, erosion and sedimentation. Fine. So, mining process involves the excavation of large amounts of waste rock to remove the desirable ore. Okay. Now, what is an ore? So, rock from which a particular mineral can be profitably extracted is called an ore. We don't get minerals so clean and kept inside a treasure box and all. They are mixed very roughly with other non-useful rocks. So, the rocks with which the minerals are mixed up are called the ore. So, we extract the ore and then get out the minerals of the ore. Fine. Now, mining. Minerals have to be extracted and acquired from areas deep within the crust. The process of extraction of minerals from the interior of the earth is known as mining. Fine. So, how do we extract? With the process of mining. So, two types of minings are there. Open cast mining is done when the minerals are near the surface, and deep shaft when they are so deep inside. Easy to remember, right? Now, there are three kinds of rocks: igneous, sedimentary, metamorphic. So, igneous rocks. Igneous rocks are formed through the solidification of lava or magma. Okay, so when the lava, it's so much hot, we all know, and when something is hot, it melts up or burns. So, igneous rocks. So, when the lava comes out the volcano, it's so hot. When it cools down and solidify, then what happens? Some rocks get formed. And these rocks are called what? Igneous rocks. So, some of the lava can be cooled down inside the earth crust or sometimes outside the earth crust. So, an example of igneous rock, let me show it to you. This is a igneous rock. Now we have metamorphic rocks. These type of rocks are formed by another type of existing rocks by the process called metamorphism, which means form change. So, now what we have? If we have a rock, then with the weathering, erosion, refining and all process, if it changes, then it is called the metamorphic rock. This changing is called metamorphism, which means form change. Fine. So now this is a metamorphic rock. Now sedimentary rocks. Sediments, we all know. These type of rocks are formed by the accumulation or deposition of small particles and subsequent cementation of minerals. Fine. So when small particles and subsequent cementation of minerals, so when they settle down, deposit and combine together, they form the sedimentary rocks. This is an example of sedimentary rock. Now, sources of energy, conventional and non-conventional. Now, conventional sources of energy. So, it is very easy to remember. Traditional sources of energy like fossil fuels, coal and petroleum. and hydroelectricity that are used by man since long. Traditional sources used by man since long are called conventional sources. Like for example, coal is an important source of power for both industrial and domestic purpose and producing thermal power. Now you might have a question that why coal and petroleum are called fossil fuels, right? So you all know what is fossils. Like if any remains get buried, so its remains are called fossil. Now coal and petroleum are fuels and they are also formed under a great pressure with the remains of plants and animals. That's why they are called the fossil fuels. Fine, they are called the fossil fuels. Now, so it is understood that conventional sources is a traditional source. Next, non-conventional sources. Now, conventional are traditional and non-conventional are modern. And here it is written, newly used pollution-free efficient sources of energy made from inexhaustible flow resources like sun, wind and waves. So like for example, wind energy is there. है ना? Wind energy is formed by wind. It is inexhaustible flow resource and pollution free also. So here for example, countries with long coastlines like India can utilize the energy of tidal waves to generate electricity, which is called hydroelectricity. Now we have the summary with us, but before that let me tell you something. This chapter is so very much, and I have covered the part of the minerals only. The part which I have not covered in it is the distribution of minerals in different places. So if you want to see that, please comment me. Now let's move on to the summary. So minerals are naturally occurring substances with definite chemical and physical composition. There are three types of minerals: metallic, non-metallic and energy minerals. We get them by extracting them from ores. Mining is the process of extraction of minerals from the crust. There are three types of rocks: igneous, metamorphic and sedimentary rocks. There are two types of energy resources: conventional and non-conventional sources. So thank you. Presented by Shubrika Singh from class 8.